I'm here at the magnificent Building Golf Club to test the Fatplate Shank. We took a little bit of a sneak peek at this training aid in the last video, but now it's time to put it through its paces and see if it actually works. First thing that I'd like to talk about is just the portability. Now that might not seem all that important, but it would be for me. If I was carrying something around that was really heavy and cumbersome, it wouldn't be too long until it found its way in the back of the garage. And just to add to the portability, we mentioned it in the preview, we've got this little handle which might not seem like much, but it does make it a lot easier to actually get in and out of your bag. I guess if it wasn't there, it'd be a little bit more awkward. But I didn't find any problems with it portability wise. I was carrying my backpack, the camera pack, without this in and with it in, and I didn't really notice any real difference. So we've discovered that it's easy to move around, portability is great, but now we've got to actually find out what we're meant to do with this thing to help us cure the shanks. The first drill, I'm really a big fan of this because I use a very similar drill myself when I'm coaching people who have the shanks or issues with heel strikes. And all we need to do is just take the tee, a singular tee, and just position it into the tee hole, which is actually closest to us. So if we're a right-hander and we're hitting this away, we need to position the tee in that location. And then from there we just position the golf ball so that it's on the inside of the mat here, closest to the player, not further away from the player. And then the idea with the drill, really quite simple, we need to hit the golf ball and the tee as well. I'm a huge fan of golfers trying to hit other objects as well as the ball. I'm not so much of a fan of golfers trying to miss objects to try and help them with strike. And I've hit some balls using this, trying to hit the tee most of the time, and the strike was certainly middle towards toe end. If you keep repeating this process over and over again, you should find that your strike naturally starts to move further across the face towards the centre of the club and moves it away from that dreaded heel. Now for drill number 2. Now with this drill what we do, we actually position 2 tees to the outside of the Fatplate. Again, I'm talking as though you're right-handed, as most people are. Sorry lefties. So they're positioned actually furthest away from the golfer into the tee holes. And what we do, where's my ball? Found the ball. And the ball actually sits really quite close up to the tee, so on the furthest part away from the player on this little piece of strike mat. And what the idea with the drill is to try and miss the tees. So you're going to set the ball out of the toe of your golf club and then try and actually miss the tees. Now the strike is going to be very toey, but that's the whole idea, is to try and get the strike as far away from the heel as possible with this drill. Now drill number 3 is a bit of a strange one, because you don't really need the Fatplate at all. So it's a bit of a freebie really from Fatplate, so thanks guys. I'm going to put the social media link down here for you. Go and give them a follow, and a big thumbs up as well for them, because they're giving you this tip for free. All that you need is a golf ball, and you don't really need the Fatplate. But the idea is going to be to position the ball on the Fatplate, and then we're going to actually address the ball right out the heel of the golf club. And the idea now is to make a golf swing and then come back and try and hit away from the hosel and try and hit the ball out the centre of the club. So like I said, you don't need a Fatplate to actually do this drill. So I'm not sure why they put it there. I'm going to assume that they're just being very, very kind. So finally, drill number 3, I guess. I don't think this is really a drill either, to be honest. It's more so of a test. We just position the golf ball in between the 2 sets of tees here. We've got some tees on the outside furthest from the player. We've got one singular tee here closest to the player, assuming you're right-handed. And the idea with this drill, or test as I think it is to actually hit the ball without hitting the tees. For you guys out there that maybe shank the ball, you're going to find that you might be clipping these 2 outside tees, and again it's going to give you some feedback and show you maybe where you're striking the ball from, or where your bias is. So again, I think this is a bit more of a test, or what it could do is it could concentrate you on strike, in the sense that you've now got 2 sets of tees to miss. And for some people out there, there'll be some people that actually respond to this quite well, and it really sort of concentrates them on the ball or missing the tees, and they find that strike's getting better. Again, this is probably my least of the favourite drills. I think the first one's the best, the second one's second best, the third one's, as I say, good, but it's a freebie. And then this one to me is a bit more of a test rather than a drill, but it might work for some people out there. So all in all, I think the Fatplate is very, very good. I think it's extremely well made. It's very, very portable. Is it worth £70 of your money? I don't know. I don't know whether it is. I think it's going to be of great value to some people and maybe not so much value to others. I think it's probably better to be used in conjunction with instruction. Being a golf professional and a golf coach mainly, I'm going to have that opinion, and I think the guys at Fatplate, to be honest, will have that same opinion as well. The guys that designed this are actually coaches, and I'm sure they'd say as well, it's probably best to use this in conjunction with lessons. Unless, of course, £70 isn't a great deal of money. Maybe it's a good stocking filler as well. For me personally, I would maybe get some lessons, and then if the coach believes that something like this would help you, then maybe make that investment. So that's my review of the Fatplate Shank. I hope you've enjoyed watching this video. I've certainly enjoyed using the Fatplate and making this video, and I've certainly enjoyed being here today at Building Golf Club because it's absolutely stunning. If you're somewhere near this area and you're looking for somewhere that's got great views and you like a good golf course that's challenging, come here and play because it is absolutely beautiful. You won't regret it. If you've used the Fatplate Shank or are thinking about using the Fatplate Shank, I'd love to hear about it in the comments box below. I'll see you all again soon. Enjoy your golf.